What is happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Matt Bradford. Today we are going to talk about pickups, everybody's favorite topic. And it's a great topic because pickups make such a difference in a guitar. So let me start here, which is I just finished building this guitar. And currently I have a set of Mr. Glyn's Playmaker pickups in here, and I'm gonna put, all the measurements and stuff on the board, but let me just talk about on the screen. But let me talk about a couple things real quick, which is number one. Things like resistance, while it can give you an idea of how many windings are on the pickup, is not it's not like this means output. I think sometimes we get confused about what different things mean. And then the other thing is different pickups sound different in different guitars. And I'll give you an example. I just did a video recently where I actually had these pickups in another guitar. And the title of the video, I'll see if I can't link it up here, is this guitar a dud? And so I had these pickups in there, and let me play them in this guitar. They sound great in this guitar. Okay, so I put them in the "Is This a Guitar a Dud?" video, and it was this guitar. And so basically I'm gonna sell this guitar, and I was like, well, let me not put pickups in. Glyn sent me those pickups for me to play. It wasn't like a hey, put these in a guitar and then get rid of it. And so I actually had another guitar. I had like an actual guitar that had these pickups in it, and I wasn't a huge fan. And the guitar was it was kind of dead, and I wasn't loving it. And then these pickups were in this Carina. I built a Carina Jazzmaster. It's kind of like a cross between a Jazzmaster and a Les Paul. It just wasn't doing it for me. And I put them in here, and I went, oh, this guitar came alive all of a sudden. And so these are Wagner Fillmores. I had Wagner Godwoods in here at one point. I had Wagner Dark Bursts in here, and then I put the Mr. Glyn's Playmakers in here, and nothing was really doing it the way I wanted for this guitar. And then I put these in. And that's awesome sounding. Now, these are really vintage style pickups. They're probably the lowest output pickups I've put in here. And again, I didn't like them in the guitar they were in. But in this instrument that I didn't really love any other set of pickups, I was like, this is amazing. So I just finished building this, and I've got a build video coming on how I did this. I have so much footage. It's going to be a massive video. But I have that video coming. What's cool about this is that these pickups in this guitar sound fantastic. Right? That sounds really cool, and I'm into it. And this is for sale. It's on Reverb. I'll put the link below. And then this one. Sounds awesome too. But because of what I did with this pickup journey, I didn't want to just throw one set of pickups in here and go, let's call it a day. So instead, I was talking to Glyn, and I want something. I really want, I've been on the lower output pickup side for a while. And I'm doing some more rock stuff, and I was thinking man, I really want to get some of the higher output pickups and just see what's going on. So we worked some stuff out, and I've got a couple of sets of Mr. Glyn's pickups that have higher output. So I have the Attitude set, and I have I'm gonna put the names up here because my recall is terrible, but I have some of the higher output sets, and I'm excited to put them in here and see where I end up with what are my favorite pickups in this instrument. So let's start with this. This is okay, it's tempered pine guitar. Again, I've got a whole build video on it that's coming. I'm going to use 2 amps today. So tempered pine body, Glyn Evans pickups, all of them. These are the Playmakers. We're going to try 2 things. We're going to try this Plexi. I've got it jumped, and then the volumes are both at 8. And this is the master volume channel. So the master's at 8, but the volume's at 10. So it's really cranked up. And so it's pretty rocking. And then I also have a Mesa single rectifier over there. Eventually I want to get a more boutique, hand-wired, point-to-point, you know, super pretty, high-gain amp. But for now, this is the one I have. It's hidden behind the desk. You can't see it. But it's back there, and we're going to try that too. And we're going to try it in the context of a track, because that's the other thing, is like playing guitars. I have another guitar that I love. It's got so much low end. I just finished it too. It's really cool. But it's not going to work great for the super high gain stuff because it's going to be muddy in the low side. I don't want tons of lows. We want punch, and we want a really clean low end. So putting it in the context of a track lets me see what's cutting and what's doing the stuff in the context of a track. If you like the track, I put a bunch of tracks up on Patreon. I put them up multiple times a week, 4 to 7 times a week usually. I don't think it's been less than 5, frankly, since I started, but maybe it's been 4 a couple times. But yeah, it's new tracks all the time. This is one, again, link below for Patreon if you want to support the channel, if you like what I'm doing. That would be awesome. Okay, I forgot how to play the track, but I'm back. Here's the track. Okay, that's cool. That gives us a bass line. Let me get the Mesa going. Okay, and this is the Mesa single rectifier. It's 50 watts. It's the one I played with Tool. I'll never stop showing you that clip. And, I mean, what a proud moment. And, yeah, it's in snakeskin red, which is pretty rad. All right, pretty cool. It's funny how I definitely have preferences as far as like which one of these amps I like better, for sure. You might have your own preferences, which is good. You're supposed to. All right, I'm gonna throw in the next set up output wise, and then I'm coming back. Okay, we are back. I just realized I didn't do any neck pickup, but I can assure you it sounded creamy and nice. It's in the other video about the Is This Guitar a Dud, and I'll do the other 2 neck pickups, and then if one of these guitars is like, well, if one of these sets of pickups is like, this is the one, then we won't hear the neck. But if it's not, and we're going back to the Playmakers, then we will hear the neck. I want to make sure that my heights are similar, and, you know, all these things are pretty important at the end of the day. So just a reminder that, like, a set of pickups does not exist in a vacuum. And I could be doing this off camera, but why? When I can do it while I'm running my mouth. Okay, so we're back in the Darkos One. Gotta take it off standby. I got concerned. Initial impressions are favorable. I don't know why I'm yelling at you. It's because that's what I do. You know, it's gonna be hard to tell because there's so much gap between the takes. So eventually, at the end here, I'm gonna do a really quick A/B cutting with the track, etc. But these sound pretty great, and they're hitting the amp pretty hard, which is cool. And so that's just a straight up Plexi with the channels jumped. Which is pretty magic. Let's hear it against the track. I know how to play the track, come on. That's pretty awesome. I can already kind of tell I like it. The way this is pushing the amp, I prefer it a little bit to the Playmakers. Again, for what I'm doing, and so I think again, that's all part of it too. Is like, what do you want the pickups to be doing? And so I'm looking for something here that's I'm going to be using for harder rock, higher gain. You know, like when I played with Tool. I know, I can't help it. I mean, why would I not share that? So I don't know why I'm unplugging this. Sorry. Let's try the Mesa. All right, Mesa Boogie. So much scoopier. Not really one of those cleanup type tones. Okay, let's see it with the track. That's mean sounding. Again, I think for these purposes, it sounds better than the Playmakers. I keep messing up the beginning of the track, so let's try this again. I keep cutting it. That's why there's that cut there. This is like take 6. All right, these are pretty mean sounding. I'm a fan. Now, let's go to the final set, which has rails, which I gotta tell you guys, I know a lot of people like traditional looking and sounding pickups, and these are traditional looking. I'm such a huge fan of rails. I've always loved them. I don't know why. I hope those are the ones that I like the most because I just like the look of rails. I have no idea. All right, we're back. Let's make sure they work. Okay, they work. That's cool. It's exciting. That's my first time hearing them. Cool thing happened while I was out in the shop. I decided this is when I just measured the pickups. So I just measured the impedances of the pickups. And earlier I said that the resistance of the windings is not in and of itself reflective of the output of the pickup or what it's going to be. So I sat down. I know I've already posted the resistances, but what was really interesting was I didn't know what they were, and so I measured I measured them in order. I measured the Playmakers first, and I was like, all right, that feels about what I thought they would be. And then I got to the attitudes, and I was like, wow, these are pretty hot. I wonder how insane the Warwolves are going to be. And then obviously the resistance was way lower than the other ones. But these are the ones that are going to be supposedly the highest output. We'll see. We're going to test it. They've got rails, which makes me it's so funny how much I love. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, oh, rails. I love it. It's like my inner 17-year-old is coming out, and I'm stoked. If you don't like rails, by the way, I don't care. But it was a funny thing because I was looking at the resistances and I started getting nervous, and I was like, oh, like these are going to be like 27K, and that means I'm going to hate them. And I just said that that's not the reason. But in my head, as soon as I start knowing the specs, and as soon as I start knowing some of this stuff, I have preconceived notions. And we all have those. And so the idea that this weighs this, therefore it's going to sound like this. This has this resistance, therefore it's going to sound like this. Those are just things that, at least for me, have often gotten in the way of what's actually happening. The air conditioner just came on. By the way, when I measured these resistances, it was about 80 degrees in the shop and about 47% humidity. That's that was the measurements I had in there at the time. So that also plays a part in all your measurements. So let's hear what these sound like. I'm really excited about these. Obviously, once again, through the Plexi. Okay, that's pretty exciting. They're pretty beefy. Pretty darn beefy. Okay, can't do it yet. Don't get a copyright strike. Okay, I think they're my favorite set. Let's put them in context. Let's put the video together. Let's compare them all side by side. Because I think these are the ones. Let's do this first. Let's just do this first. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, I think I know how to play it. Okay, obviously I got carried away at the end, but these are pretty exciting. Let's plug in the Mesa. Oh, I got a muscle spasm moving the speaker cable. That is not a great sign. Your boy is aging. Okay. get it right. All right, well, look, I'm going to go back and listen to the comparisons, but for me, I think these are the pickups that speak. My favorite in this instrument. Now, let's plug it into the satellite, because that one is a single channel amp that I'm using. I mean, all these are single channel, really. Well, not the Mesa. But, like, I don't use this as a dual channel amp. All of these, basically, I ride the volume to clean up. So that's the one thing. And now, look, these are probably not going to clean up the best. That's not the intention that I had behind them. But let's see what they do. Okay, so now we are in my satellite Elmer, and for reference, actually, I just used that amp with the exact same settings on my Understanding Scales and Modes video. And so if you want to hear kind of the context, that was with a completely different instrument. But this, so, oh, that's so massive and awesome. What, are we recording? Okay, we're good. Now, obviously, this is less driven than the other ones are, and that's kind of why I wanted to try it out. I've been using this amp, too, on a session, so it's been set like this, like, all week, and I've just been, because we've been going back and forth with tracks, and so, yeah, this is the way it's been, but I've been using different guitar. I've been using the yellow one, which I'll pull that out in a second, too, so we can compare, but, that's great cleanup. These are cool pickups. Glyn! Holy crap. Hell, darn, darsh. I don't know. I don't know what the swearing rules are. That wasn't even close to right. Here we go. Okay, that's super cool. And then at the end, I threw on a love pedal chula, okay, so we have a match. We're gonna do these. These are awesome. I'm really excited about. I'm gonna order a couple more sets probably. I already have like 5 sets of pickups that need to go in guitars, so I'm not ordering anything yet. But like, yeah, okay. Well, let's compare. Okay, so we're in the Elmer. Let's just stay in the Elmer. Let's turn the boost off. Now, look. These are vintage style pickups, like made to sound like old PAFs. These are the Warwolf, which is a very modern sounding pickup. So, slightly different vibe on each. Also, super lightweight pine, heavier mahogany. So we got different, and if you're like, yo, tone woods don't matter, go away. Go away. I don't have any other, okay, anyway. So let's just compare real quick. Pretty rad. Right, and you can hear so many differences already. Like, this is such a more... That's pretty cool, man. There's a real clarity here that I didn't expect. There's like like an openness and like a hollowness that like I'm really stoked on. Like that's really a... Like that's an awesome sound, and the fact that I can go from that to that with just that's no pedals, that's just guitar controls. That's awesome. Now the pine is obviously lighter and less bottomy and stuff. It's also like way like just... This is a much different sort of meatier sound. Yeah. That's a really good sounding guitar, man. But it was those pickups. It was not... I hated that guitar. I didn't hate it. I just wasn't reaching for it. And now I reach for it a lot, actually. All right, to me, apples and oranges. Like, there's no point in comparing them. They're doing two different things. I would reach for that for certain sounds, and I would reach for this for certain sounds. But this is super cool, man. And we're going Warwolf in this, which means we're going to put the Attitude pickups in my Jazzmaster style, sort of Les Paul Jazzmaster hybrid guitar. And then we'll put the Playmakers in something eventually. But... What a cool set of pickups. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you sat there and went, wow, those pickups sound different. They all sound like the guitar. And it's the same guitar, same amp, same player, same rig, same cab actually, right? But at the end of the day, the pickups are playing a part in the voice. And so and also the way that I react to the instrument. Let's go out with a I'm going to use the Elmer, obviously, because we're plugged in, and I'm going to use the Zen Drive, the Love Pedal Zen Drive, which is rad. Can't even get out of here without playing it wrong. God. All right, here we go. Thanks for hanging.